Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. This is a bit of a drop in podcast because I have seen something on here on TikTok that made me think I have to do a podcast about this today because it is such a buzz topic on my podcast anyway, with all of the people that I interview who are musicians, but in particular I want to emphasize on something which is becoming quite apparent, which is AI musicians. Now, one could argue that there is nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to give you both sides of the coin today because I think it's very relevant. I follow somebody on TikTok called Felix Samuel, who is an artist that I absolutely adore. He's absolutely fabulous. I found his beautiful voice through a song called Ignite, and it's by Arcando featuring Felix Samuel. And honestly, his voice is like butter. It's beautiful. And when I've been talking to artists about AI, we have this discussion that there is a time and a place for it. However, there is something that I am noticing with the app like Suno, for instance. I have on my phone, I do have Suno. I'm not going to say that I don't. And I'm going to load it up now. And I have made music on Suno before. I have posted it to my account. Now, the reason that I did is because here's the thing, music is an amazing thing. And I am a songwriter, but also a lyricist. I do sing, but nobody gives me a chance. So I personally put my vocals into a Suno song, and it was amazing to actually hear my voice in a track, but it just lacked something, and that was personality. So whenever anyone creates music, I personally can hear the effort that they've put in. They typically have a style. Prime example, 1991, who's one of the Worship guys, if you don't know who he is, but he was obviously an artist, a solo artist anyway, but he does a hell of a lot in the music industry. And I have seen if he's part of a song but isn't mentioned, you can still hear him because he has a unique representation, he has a unique style. Andromedic is another one, a prime example, who I absolutely admire because Andro has this ability to captivate the audience, and that's someone that is watching and learning. And like I say, everybody has their own unique taste. Metric is another one. If you don't know who these artists are, go and listen to them, several of their tracks, and you will see a repetitive thing. And it's not a bad thing, it's the beautiful thing, because it's them, it's their signature stamp. Yeah, and I frigging love that. However, with AI, it's missing something all the time. It's missing that buzz of them, their essence. And it's the same with lyricists. You can hear the emotion in a lot of singers' voices. You can hear it when I sing in particular, especially when a song means something to me. I put my absolute energy into it. But when you have AI, you don't have that. But here's a kind of a counter argument as someone who wants to feature on a drum and bass track. It is very difficult for me to sit there and say that it's not easier getting an AI singer. It is easier. It's so much easier. You just log on to an app, you pick a voice, and it goes. However, it's very disheartening for people like myself who are trying to get into that world. Can I personally make drum and bass tracks? No. Have I tried? Yes, I have. I have a MIDI. I have all the equipment. I'm just a little bit scattered with that kind of thing. However, if you say to me, sing this in this particular frequency, I will do it. And I find it really hard when you can hear if it's AI, because some vocal ranges, you're like, there is no way that's natural. You can tell. I'm very much a lyricist that can go low. I can go very deep, but I can sort of go mid to high. I'm not like, I can't even hit it. I'm not a Mariah Carey, but I used to think my low singing voice was a bit of a curse. But actually now it's actually apparently really good if you're female to have a low frequency, because it's like, ooh, that's a low range, I like that. So I've always hated my voice because it's been quite deeper than a traditional feminine voice, but actually I look at it as being a bit of a talent now, and I love that. However, with AI, it is just so, like I said, so easy to click your fingers. There's the lyrics, there's the voice, boom, job's a good one. But I just find it that, is AI taking over the music industry? I want to say it's starting to, and that's my opinion. You may listen to this and go, you're wrong, and that is okay, because we're all about that here. We set a boundary that you are entitled to your opinion, I'm entitled to mine. But I think there is a time and a place for it. I do. I genuinely believe there is a time. I use ChatGPT all the time. I am navigating over to Google Gemini because I pay for Google Workspace, and I did not realize I got it as part of the package. I'm paying for 2 subscriptions. There is no point in me doing that. So sorry, chat, you got to go. But I think that the heartbreaking reality is that people that are trying to make it in the music industry, that are making it into the music world, are struggling because of AI. And again, that is my opinion. What I want you to do today is go over to Felix Samuel's TikTok and give him some love from me and from you guys as well. Because he said in his latest video, I'm just trying to grab it up now, there is a video all, he calls it the AI music final boss. This guy, Josh Fawaz AI, he is literally... He's on 167k, 1.3 million likes. And he is an AI artist. He uses AI to make music. And I just think, I have personally watched somebody create a track, and it's a time consuming thing. Some people are just general wizards, and they just do it like that because they know what they're trying to achieve. And yet there are people that take their time, and it's a long period of time to create something beautiful. But then you can go on Suno, tap, 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 make me a tune, blah, 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 done. But there is something that AI will never have, and that's a soul. And that is something that I personally believe, that AI lacks a soul. Well, it does. So you can hear that it lacks a soul. You hear it. And I personally believe that, yes, it's never been easier to make a track. It's never been easier to create something. But sometimes we have to implement what it takes to be a human in that too. I hope that makes sense, because I think for the most part it's difficult for artists to get out there at the moment. And especially for people like me that, people won't give me a chance because, well, who are you? You're nobody. But I have a voice that people can mess about with, and it does sound pretty freaking good when it's been, I wouldn't say auto-tune, because no, I don't need auto-tune, but I can sing, and I find that really difficult when people go, well, you're a nobody, when on my bucket list, which I have on my wall over there, it's just, I want to feature on a drum and bass track. That's all I want to do. And obviously for this to take off and all that, but it's never been a more difficult time for people in the world of AI and fast-paced algorithms to get out there. But I say it because I'm honest, and I will always say it how it is. So there we go. I want to take this opportunity today to thank you all so, so much for coming on. And like I say, give Felix Samuel some love. And go and check out the artists that I've stated as well. Give them some love, because they create real, authentic, beautiful music, and it deserves to be celebrated. I do think there is a time and a place for AI, but I think in the world of I can create a song in 2 seconds, we really at this moment in time need to give love to our fellow humans that are making music that is built to last a lifetime. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening, guys. You can find my podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, and don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. See you next time.